Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have a battle against Millius, and as you can see he has a pretty strong looking team. Yes, he is using a Reshiram, and yes, it is Uber, but I decided to break my rule of no Ubers for this one, because despite that it actually turned out to be a very good match. So having said that, let's get into it. So, looking at his team, I was thinking he was going to want to lead with the Gigalith to get a turn 1 Sandstorm and or Stealth Rock set up, so I decided to lead with my Hydreigon, Hail Hydra, as he actually does end up leading with the Gigalith. So he is going to get the Sandstream right away to create a Sandstorm on the battlefield, and I am choice scarfed here, so I'm just going to go straight for a flash cannon to get as much damage as possible. That is going to take him down by a little more than half, as he does go for the Stealth Rock in return to get the entry hazard set up on my side of the field. And then I am going to take some damage from the sand, and he is going to regain some health with the leftovers. So this turn he is actually going to go for a Protect, probably just trying to stall out another turn of Sandstorm damage and Leftovers recovery. I just went for the Flash Cannon again since I am Choice Scarfed into that, so not going to do anything there. I am going to take more damage from the sand, and he is going to regain more health with the Leftovers, so it's looking like another Flash Cannon isn't going to be quite enough to finish him off, but I guess he doesn't want to risk that, so he is going to switch out directly into his Mandibuzz, as I do just decide to stay in and go for the Flash Cannon again. So, not going to do much of anything at all to this thing. It is probably Assault Vested, so I'm going to take more damage from the sand, and he is going to regain some health from the Leftovers. He did not take damage from the sand, indicating he does have the Overcoat ability there. So, I'm going to go for the switch here. Nothing I can really do to this thing with Hydreigon, so I am going to come in with my Articuno, Blue Jay, and I am going to take half my health from the Stealth Rock, unfortunately. My pressure is going to come into play as he does go for a Toxic, which is going to land to badly poison me. I'm going to take damage from the Sandstorm and then regain some health with the Leftovers, as he also regains more health with the Leftovers. And I am going to take some damage from the Poison as well. So, this turn I was actually anticipating a switch on his side, predicting the ice move for me, so I decided to go for an Ancient Power, but he actually stayed in here, so that didn't do too much to him, as he actually goes for the Roost, which is going to put him all the way back up to full health. That's going to be it for the Sandstorm. I am going to regain more health with my Leftovers, and then take more damage from the Poison. So, this turn I am just going to go for a Roost. I want to try and heal up so my Articuno can last a little bit longer. That is going to put me all the way back up to almost full, as he does go for the Foul Play, but I have no attack investment, and I am Modest Nature also, so that's not going to do much of anything to me, since it does use my attack stat for the damage. So I'm going to regain more health with the Leftovers and take more damage from the Poison. This turn, I'm just going to go straight for the Ice Beam, trying to get as much damage as possible. That is going to knock him a little below half, as he does go for another Foul Play, just trying to get more chip damage on me. That is going to knock me down to about a quarter of my health, as we both are going to regain more health from the Leftovers, and I am going to take more damage from the Poison, just barely surviving that in the red with 19 health. So that is going to allow me to fire off one more Ice Beam this turn, and fortunately that is going to be enough to finish off the Mandibuzz there, dropping him down to 5 Pokemon. So I did win the War of the Birds there, but unfortunately my Articuno is going to go down to the Toxic damage this turn, but that is okay. That is going to drop me down to 5 Pokemon as well. So we both get a blind switch in here. I'm going to come in with my Ferrothorn Pricker, as he is going to come in with his Crocodile, and I'm going to take some damage from the rocks there. So he actually goes straight for a knockoff here, maybe predicting a switch, not exactly sure, but he is going to take damage from the Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet, as he does get rid of my Rocky Helmet. I was actually anticipating a switch on his side, so I went for a knockoff too, which is not going to do a lot of damage, but it is going to get rid of his Choice Scarf. So this turn he is actually going to go for the switch directly into his Conkeldurr, as I decide to go for the Power Whip. So that is going to take him down by a little less than half, so that was not too bad. But this turn I do have to switch out here. I don't want to take a fighting attack from this thing, so I'm going to come in with my Gallade Seto Kaiba, take some damage from the rocks as he does go for a Drain Punch, which is going to knock me down to a little above half, and he is going to regain a little bit of HP from that. So here he is going to go for the switch, doesn't want to take a psychic attack from me, so he is going to come in with Cofagrigus, actually, as I do go for the Mega Evolution into Mega Gallade. And unfortunately, I was predicting a switch, but not into Cofagrigus, so I actually went for the Close Combat, which isn't going to do anything, of course. So this turn I have no choice but to switch out. There's not a lot I can do to this thing. So I'm going to come in with my Hydreigon once again, take more damage from the rocks, and he is going to go for a Will-O-Wisp here, and he is going to land that to burn me. No big deal since I am a purely special attacker, but I'm going to be taking some damage from the burn. So here he is going to go for a switch, doesn't want to take a dark attack from me, so he is going to come in with the Conkeldurr, predicting that, but I just decided to go straight for a Draco Meteor here, knowing it would do massive damage to anything he threw in. So I actually do get a crit there. I'm not sure if it mattered or not, depending on his EV spread, but that is actually going to be enough to take out the Conkeldurr, dropping him down to 4 Pokemon, as I do take more damage from the burn. So then he is going to come in with Reshiram, and the Turbo Blaze is going to come into play. And I'm going to go for the switch here with my special attack harshly lowered. I can't do much to this thing, so I'm going to switch in with my Primarina, as I do have a resistance or an immunity to both of his stab attacks. But he actually makes a very good play here and actually predicts my switch, and actually decides to bust out the Z move, which is actually the Grass Z move, the Bloom Doom. So I believe this is coming off of Solar Beam, not positive, but it is going to do massive damage either way. I'm actually surprised I do actually live that in the red with 7 HP. I am max special defense with an Assault Vest, but unfortunately not really going to matter since he is just going to go for a Flame Charge. This turn, which is going to raise his speed and also finish my Primarina off, dropping me down to 4 Pokemon. So then I am going to come back in with my Hydreigon and take more damage from the rocks, and I am definitely going to outspeed this thing because, again, I am Choice Scarf, so I'm just going to go straight for another Draco Meteor, and I'm going to land that, which is going to be enough to one-shot kill the Reshiram, dropping him down to 3 Pokemon. And I'm going to take some more damage from the burn as my special attack is harshly lowered yet again. So then he is going to come back in with the Gigalith, and the Sandstream is going to activate to create a Sandstorm on the battlefield once more. So I have to switch out again here with my special attack harshly lowered, so I'm going to come back in with my Ferrothorn and take some damage from the rocks, as he does go for a Stone Edge, so that is going to take me down to about 1/3 of my health. He is going to regain some health with the leftovers. So I am actually going to be faster than him here, which is pretty funny because these are probably 2 of the slowest Pokemon in the game. I go for a knockoff, actually predicting a switch, but he does stay in. I am going to get rid of his leftovers with that, which is actually pretty nice. He is going to go for an Earthquake in turn, knocking me down into the red with 14 health, but I do survive, which is going to let me go for a Power Whip next turn, which is going to be enough to finish off the Gigalith and drop him down to 2 Pokemon. So then he is going to come back in with the Crocodile, and he is obviously going to outspeed me. He is just going to go for a Crunch here. He is going to take Iron Barb's damage, but that is going to be more than enough to finish my Ferrothorn off, dropping me down to 3 Pokemon, and activating his Moxie to give him an attack increase. So once again, I am going to come back in with Hydreigon and take more damage from the rocks, and since I am Choice Scarfed, and since I got rid of his Choice Scarf earlier, I know I'm going to outspeed this thing, so I'm just going to go for the Draco Meteor yet again, which is going to be enough to finish off the Crocodile, dropping him down to just 1 Pokemon, again, harshly lowering my special attack. And that's it for the Sandstorm, as I am going to take more damage from the burn. So finally, he is going to come back in with Cofagrigus, and I am going to switch out here again with my special attack harshly lowered. So I'm going to switch in with my Nidoqueen Elizabeth, takes some damage from the rocks as he does go for a Hex, which is not going to do a whole lot to me since I don't have a status condition. So I'm going to outspeed this thing. I'm just going to go for an Earthquake to get as much damage as possible. That is going to take him down to a little above half, which was not too bad. I'm going to take some damage from the Life Orb, and he's going to go for a knockoff in turn, which is going to get rid of my Life Orb, unfortunately, and take me down to about half health. And then he is going to regain some health from the leftovers. So here, I'm just going to stay in and fire off another Earthquake, again, just trying to chip this thing down. That is going to take him down to about a quarter health, but he does survive and go for the Will-O-Wisp, unfortunately, and he does land that to burn me, so that is going to cut my attack stat. He's going to regain some more health with the leftovers, and I am going to take some damage from the burn. So, again, I'm just going to go for the Earthquake. I know it's not going to finish him off, but I am just going to try and chip this thing down as much as I can here. That is going to take him into the red, but he does survive. And go for the Pain Split, actually, so that is going to put him back up to about a third health after the leftovers recovery, as I am going to take more damage from the burn, leaving me with about a quarter of my health. So, I'm just going to go for one more Earthquake this turn to get one last little bit of damage before I go down. Basically, I'm just trying to wear this thing down to the point where after Nidoqueen goes down, I can just switch in and finish this thing off with something. So, he is going to go for a Hex, which is going to finish the Nidoqueen off, dropping me down to just 2 Pokemon. Regain more health with the leftovers, but that is all okay because I am going to come back in with Hydreigon one more time, putting in the finest of work in this battle. I just barely survived the Stealth Rock damage with 14 health in the red. Go for the Dark Pulse, and that is going to be more than enough to finish off the Cofagrigus, and that is game. So, I won that one 2-0 against Millius, but that was a very competitive match. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.